Uh-oh. And first up is this 3D printed whistle. There's a ball in here. You guys can't really see that, but it's there. And after you print it, you're supposed to push it down until it detaches from the actual whistle. We will now be testing the whistle in 3, 2, 1. That wasn't that good. I'm going to try that again. Oh, that was loud. Now, would I print this thing again? I would. This seems pretty useful if you're coaching some sort of sport or something. And I do like to play sports with my friends. Now, is this thing worth printing? I'm going to say yes. This is cheap to make. It is fun to mess around with. The only downside to this is if you don't put enough air into it, it doesn't make a loud enough noise. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. Next up is this 3D printed mechanical hand. So you pull on these with your fingers to move these fingers. I had a really funny prank I wanted to do with this, but I kind of forgot to bring this with me to where I was going. So I thought of a new challenge for this. So the new challenge is I will be attempting to drink water with this hand. Anyways, let's test it in 3, 2, 1. Shoot. Uh-oh. So this thing completely failed to hold the water, so we're gonna have less. So here's how much it was before. And now, this is how much it will have. We will now test it in 3, 2, 1. So let's see if we can hold this half empty cup. Oh, nope. Oh, wait, maybe. I had to use my other hand to assist this one because I got worried I was going to spill the cup for a second. I think this did kind of good. However, I wouldn't recommend using this to drink water. Would I print this thing again? I actually would. If you know me in real life, I love to troll my friends, and this thing seems like the perfect way to troll my friends. Now, would I say this thing is worth printing? Well, I'm gonna have to say yeah. It has a great design and a great mechanism, and it is also pretty satisfying. The only downside is over time it kind of wears down, and when you remove your fingers, it doesn't really stick to its position anymore. Anyways, it's time for the final print. And last but not least, the air pressure tank. This thing uses 2 cannon barrels that fit cleanly onto the turret. And by loading some shells that are conveniently stored right here, you just put it in and you press down and you fire. And what better way to test this thing by using it to shoot a bunch of plastic army men? That was kind of lame, but I wonder if the other barrel will do anything. So unfortunately, both of them failed to wipe out the tan army, and the greens were overrun. This was kind of lame. I was expecting something more cool and cinematic out of that, but instead it made me look like a 2-year-old playing with toys. Now, would I print this again? Probably not. And would I say it's worth printing? Also no. The design is cool and all, but this thing can't really shoot that far, and it's not that strong, as you guys saw from the plastic army men. Also has a really weird loading mechanism. I thought you just had to press it down and it would just shoot, but then my brain turned on. So first you have to take this out. Sounds easy enough, but there's no room for your fingers right here, and it's really hard to take these little shells out. You kind of got to cover these so these don't fall, and flip it over so they fall out using gravity, which is all right, I guess, but for something that looks like this, I was expecting a bit more. Now, out of all of these 3 prints, which one would I say is the best, and which one belongs in the bin? Well, in my honest opinion, the best has to go to this, because this is just a normal whistle. However, in terms of best design, I'd have to tie it between these two. Now, which one belongs in the bin? Unfortunately, it's gonna have to be the tank. I had really high hopes for this, but unfortunately, it will be finding a new home in the bin. Anyways, that will be the end of the video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you can't miss a single video. If you guys want to print these models for yourselves, the link to these will be in the description. and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.